On the ESPN Chicago app. Good morning, Tommy. How are you?
I'm well.
Tommy,
how are you guys?
Tommy, okay. Jets looking for a head coach. Go ahead, give me some candidates. Go ahead. Give me some candidates. Okay. Tommy, we started off the show just talking about just trying to keep it simple, stupid. I mean, it comes down to this. It's either do you, at this point in time with the Bears, right now, before we get to the draft and free agency, do you need experience in the room to tighten up or to be able to just batten down the hatches at this point in time? Or do you want to go with the hot hand at the roulette table? Because that's what it comes down to. Marcus Freeman's got that hot hand and Ben Johnson's got that hot hand. Or do you want the comfortable pair of house shoes in Mike McCarthy or Pete Carroll or something like that? What's best for the organization at this time with this roster? What's best?
Well, I've made the plea, and I'll stick with it. I'm still going to, I guess it would be considered roll the dice with Ben Johnson, and people that are anti Ben Johnson or believe another candidate is a better option. It's, I get it. There's no experience there. But as I've highlighted, you've got so much invested on the offensive side of the football with Caleb and with Rome and with DJ's extension and Cole Kmet's extension, and you gave DeAndre Swift money, and you're going to have to invest more currency on your offensive line. With all that you've placed on that side of the football, I want the guy that I believe gives you the best opportunity to maximize all of those investments. So I would still stick with Ben Johnson. We had Talsh on yesterday, Mark Talsh, who played for the Packers back in the day when they won the Super Bowl with Mike. And I would say that, if they decide up at Hallisall, and I think that the leader in the clubhouse, in my opinion, now is Mike McCarthy, because he checks a lot of their boxes. And I think, Jonathan, when you ask me that question, my answer is going to be different than the one you're going to get from the Bears front office, because, they're the ones that are under the microscope right now. And I think it is important for them, more important for them than it is for me, that you've got somebody that has previous head coaching experience. So Talsh actually, said a lot of important and I think flattering things about Mike McCarthy. And I have to say, I'm not anti-Mike McCarthy. He's one of those guys where you read his resume and you're like, yeah, he's done some really good things, but I don't know. But Talsh said he's not going to take any BS in the building. He's going to work with the quarterback. He does have a track record. So if that's the route they go, I'm going to be okay with it. It's just, I would stick, Jonathan, with what my first option was. I haven't come off of that. There's no reason for me to come off of that.
What do you like about Ben versus a guy like Todd Monken, who does have some college head coaching experience? He was successful at Georgia, won national championships back-to-back, has piloted Lamar to an MVP, and might get a second MVP this year. That offense is really, really good. Chicago guy, football family.
The Chicago thing doesn't mean anything to me. Why is that important? Why? I mean, all the other stuff.
Ryan Poles thinks it does because he is.
Well, Ryan Poles also suggested that drafting a punter in the fourth round was the right thing for this team.
I'm not telling you I'm saying that. I'm just telling you the way they've acted. They like guys who like Chicago, like TJ Edwards,
which is fantastic. But for me, Cap, that's meaningless. I don't care if he's from the moon.
Okay, what do you like better about Ben versus Todd Monken?
I would have to watch more of the Ravens than I have at this point.
That's your homework assignment. Game Pass. Need you to study their offense.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Why not? Get a glass of scotch.
Yeah,
he works afternoon drive. He doesn't have time.
I'll watch it on Sunday. Look, I'm not going to. Again, this is
lazy.
This.
Oh, I gave him a little homework.
That's not right, Cap. That's a teammate there.
I would just say, Cap,
I hold people accountable.
I've seen more of Ben Johnson. I like the offense. I like the motion that they use. They've been top 5 in offense the last 3 years. They're, what they've done with the quarterback kind of retooled him. They don't ignore the running game. I think they've been a top 5 running game in each of the last 3 years. Again, I'm not going to try to talk anybody off of Todd Monken or whether you liked Mike Vrabel or whoever it is. this is just, I like what he's done with the Detroit Lions, and he's done it over the course of an extended period of time. And I'd like to see him be a guy that would have control not only of the offense but of the team as well. So, if they bring in Todd Monken, we'll ride. But my choice would still be Ben Johnson.
Tommy, out of the divisional round games.
Sorry. That was the Caleb Williams press conference.
Oh, okay.
I mean, not podcast.
Okay.
I was trying to put it to J. Moore.
See, that's lazy. What'd you call me earlier? Did you say lazy?
I didn't say you're lazy. I said it was lazy that you wouldn't go do that homework.
I think it's lazy that you got a phone in there that's turned on.
No. It does, Tommy. That's taking it that's too far. Yeah, he still got it on. No, that's just incompetence. That's what we call that in the business.
Fine. I was gonna just call it lazy.
No, it's incompetence. It's even worse.
He's right.
Nonetheless, if I can ask Tommy a question, Tommy, I want to ask you about the one game you're circling for the divisional round that really intrigues you this weekend.
It's probably going to be Bills Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all of them have such appeal. But Bills Ravens. I was saying to Shay at the break, this is kind of a legacy game for one of the quarterbacks. Whoever comes out on top and wills their team or plays their team into the winner's circle. I think last year Lamar played better in the postseason, didn't he? But he still has kind of that tag on him that he hasn't been able to get over the hump in the postseason, the most important times. You've seen the progress that Josh Allen has made over the course of the last several years. So that one is that's marquee. But they all got intrigue for me. What is that Eagles offense going to look like? The Rams front, what they did. Carm sent that text or that tweet out or whatever it was about how they've used their draft currency over the last couple of years and the return on that investment with their defensive line. I've been mesmerized by how Jaden Daniels has played so well. And the best way I could describe from my perspective what he looks like, he always looks like he's in control. And when you compare him to our guy right now, and again, he's in a better situation, our guy looks like he's out of control at times. Jaden Daniels looks like he's in control. I think that would be if someone asked me what's one of the biggest differences. He doesn't play like a rookie. And maybe that's because he's 24 and he's played 5 or 6 years. Maybe that's an advantage. But how he plays against the Lions, I think, is going to be very unique. And, the Chiefs are looking to make it 3 in a row. Has anybody won 3 in a row? I don't think they have.
No, never.
So, this is top shelf stuff for us this weekend. But I would go with the Ravens and the Bills. One of these guys has got to step forward, to take that next step as well.
All right, we will have more with the great.
I'm going to go lay down, Cap, and get some rest because.
Why don't you turn on NFL Game Pass for me and break down the Ravens? I also, by the way, have
I can break down the Ravens.
I have Lamar's numbers last year in the playoff.
He's great.
Lamar in the win, 34-10 over the Texans, 16 of 22 for 152 and 2 touchdowns. In the 17-10 loss at home to the Chiefs, 20 of 37, 272, a tutty and a pick.
Yeah, he fumbled in that game as
well. All right, more with Tom
He's a
Waddle.
front runner. If the run game works and you give him a lead, you're going to win because they'll control the ball. If the run game's not working and he has to win with his arm, you're going to lose.
Bill Walsh producing the show today. We'll be right back.